Red light sign, and that's all. No red light on you, like a light?
Yeah, I was trying to see which channel it was. Oh, power cord.
Did you make these signs? What you told us, so you just post. Yep, it's on now. It's on now.
Call this meeting to order at 4:03.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, John.
Here.
Beverly. Here. Lauren. Here. Stacy. Here. Here. We got your speakers. All right. Mr. Johnson, fire report.
Good evening, everybody.
Evening.
For the month of July, we had a total of 31 calls. 2 structure fires, one was in the Sista Bangor, one was in the Sista Lee Township. We had 20 medicals, 7 down power lines, 1 accident, no injuries, and 1 false alarm carbon monoxide. Any questions?
That mention your sign, and if you got the doggone figures on the sign, people can ride by there and take a look.
And I'd just like to say that TS, when they got it done, it looks beautiful.
It absolutely
They did a really good job.
They did a nice job.
And JC's son is a millwright, and he's working on the fire level danger signs so that we can put that up, like the old Smoky sign had the low, high, whatever. Those should be done
Within a week or two.
and he'll get those done, and we'll get those up so everybody knows what the level of fire danger is.
Well, congratulations, you guys did a nice job. I think our farmers are one that did a lot on that too, didn't they?
Yeah.
Jason?
Evening, everyone. For the month of July 2019, I traveled 1,596 patrol miles. There were 52 property inspections completed, 5 assisted the sheriff's department, 6 other agencies. 3 liquor inspections. I handled a total of 43 complaints. There were a total of 145 dispatch calls / units for Columbia Township by department. Those are 12 fire, 87 police, 44 EMS, 1 animal control, and 1 medical examiner. The police incident types are as follows: 1 civil dispute, 11 traffic crashes, 3 B&Es, 5 trespass, 1 weapon violation, 4 abandoned hazards, 7 assaults, 4 larcenies, 25 general assists, 9 suspicious situations, 5 traffic violations, 2 alarms, 3 obstructing justice, 1 MDOP, 2 OWI, 1 missing person, 1 retail fraud, 1 BCSA, and 1 CSC. The B&Es, I'll just go down the list. The first one was at a business on County Road 215. 2 subjects were caught trying to break into the barn, but were captured.
Good.
So they never were actually able to get in. The second one was a residence on 388, where unfortunately the homeowner has been sick and not been staying home, and somebody apparently knew this, breaking into the residence and taking some items. And the third one was a vacant abandoned residence where an old garage got broken into and some old dishes and boxes were taken. On the blight front, there were 2 residences contacted on County Road 681. One of the residences immediately cleaned up their trash. The second residence has purchased a dumpster, and once it arrives here in the next few days, that should be cleaned up. And there was also the residence down here by the railroad tracks, that was all cleaned up.
Amen.
So, is there any questions, comments, or concerns? Yes.
One question, have you actually received that AED now for your car?
Yes, I have. Yeah, that has been installed and everything, it's
Great.
checked, it's a wonderful machine.
Great, and is it somehow labeled for Columbia Township in case?
I do have a label maker, and I will make sure that label is
Yeah,
put on.
because we had that question before of who owns.
We did write down all the serial numbers and everything, so you guys have all that information,
Excellent.
just in case for all the paperwork for me here. So I wasn't gonna hold on to that.
Right.
And also, the company that I got that through, they track the serial number, so they know
Good.
who purchased it, where it belongs, how old it is, when the pad's expired, all that.
And it has many, many extras compared to the one we
Yeah.
used to have, it's an awesome machine.
Great.
Jason, that's just on 52nd Street,
Yeah.
the barn there,
Yeah.
was that, is that on next month's report?
Yes, because that was in August, so that'll be on August's report.
Any progress on that?
Not at this point, no. But, you know, with the stuff that was taken in that incident, stuff's gonna start showing.
Well, you think a John Deere tractor would kind of,
Actually, that's one of the things that is commonly sold, because driving on the road, nobody's gonna think twice about it.
oh, I may have seen them drive by, and
Yeah,
I didn't know.
absolutely. Any other questions? Comments? Okay, thank you all so much.
Mr. Beckwith, Senior Services?
Thank you.
You got a bunch, huh, guys?
When I get those.
Could I impose on the fire department to, pass these out at the, to all the folks here tonight? Sure. Sir, to it. I'd like to, pretend for my 4.5 minutes this evening that this is a classroom. You're receiving the text now. It's not a book, it's a text though, 4 pages. In the next couple of days, 48 hours or so, please, I'd like to say read through that, but if you don't read through it, at least glance through it. It's September's issue. And you'll notice all of the activities that are listed in there, not all of the services that are provided, but all of the activities in Paw and in Grand Junction, South Haven, Hartford, all around us. And I know then the assignment after you read that, glance through there, is to pick one of your friends or relative or neighbor who is 55 and over and invite them or direct them or implore them to become active in one of those things there. I'm such a believer in this, you're going to hear this every month, I suppose, but I really see this. I stopped at 2 of our township seniors this last week, and I could not get away from them, folks. I'm on their front stoop, and I'm trying to leave, and all they want to do is talk and talk and talk and talk. How many seniors are there who just are stuck home alone? Widowed, single, you know, grandparents, whoever. It doesn't matter, but if they have family, they live anywhere from Florida to Ohio and so forth. They're lonely people. Not only are they lonely people, but many times they are not well, maybe not very financially situated. Senior Services serves all of these needs, all of them. And I noticed there are at least 1 or 2 here that have gray hair themselves. My God, you didn't used to have gray hair, you.
Yeah, it's come in the last couple of years.
Couple of years, okay, is it because you're some fire chief?
This patch, there's names on most of them.
Oh, okay.
And there's.
Oh, yeah, well, I know all about that.
Unlike JC, no hair.
Yeah, you should talk. Oh, okay.
I also noticed that in the activities, and this
walking around, they have cardio drumming.
Yes.
That is something brand new, and you can knock yourselves out, man, I'm telling you.
Right. And too many of our seniors, probably too many of us are sitting and watching television. And that's, I don't wanna say anything about that, except that it's not very much exercise. Anyway, so then the second thing I wanna say, so how many hands do I have here tonight? No, I won't even ask you that, but I would like you to do what I just asked, and that is to pass the information on. Right here in Columbia Township, you know, we have a food bank here, once a month here in the Township Hall, and we have a meal, down at the Congregational Church once a month, and that's just here.
I think
And
you guys
everything
got a
else
food
alone.
truck coming to the church. I think this is the one for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then the second thing is, I just mentioned this last time, I didn't know much about it, but Senior Services of Van Buren County has become the owners of the old Village Market in South Haven.
Oh. Wow.
Thankfully, to the generosity of, Mr. Merck. And I say the generosity because, the building was appraised at $2,400,000.
Wow.
And there was no way anybody was gonna come up with that. But, the Senior Services, he gave it to us for $400,000.
Wow.
And so there's going to be a fund drive, and we'll pay for it in the future, down the road as we move along. But it's gonna save us money, and it's on one floor, and it's larger, and we can continue to rent to the pharmacy there and have that income for the building. We're gonna have a licensed kitchen there, just everything that we don't have now, so. Any questions?
Will you, when that all goes forward, will you move out of the Warren Center there? The center that you're at?
Yes, but you're dating yourself,
Yeah.
Like calling it Warren Center.
because they've been out of the First
Well, I am
Baptist Church.
dating, so I can't help it.
Oh, not as bad as me. But yes, we'll be out of the Baptist church.
Yep.
We've been there for quite a while on the second floor in the back. It's worked out very well, but they don't have a licensable kitchen. So any food we serve there, we have to have brought in. And it's on the second floor.
Yeah, it'll be
Space
nice
is
to on
limited.
one floor.
And they have their own activities there on the weekends, so we have to tear everything down and put it back. It's just not ideal at all.
Wonderful.
So, any questions, folks? Your mother would like to be involved in that, maybe she is.
I can go walk down there.
Good, good. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Mr. Morris?
Evening.
Evening.
So for July, we had a total of 20 calls in Columbia Township. Of those, 8 of them were priority 1 calls with an average response time of 11 minutes and 30 seconds. 10 were priority 2s with an average response time of 14 minutes and 24 seconds. And then 2 were priority 3 calls with an average time of 14:04 as well. So total average response for all calls is 13 minutes and 13 seconds. We did have one significant delayed response. The crew actually passed the residents before they actually recognized where it was.
The GPS was wrong, I think.
Yeah, it's so funny, GPSs don't work that well. Yeah, I know that surprised me there, but.
Yeah, because when they heard it was Isaac's house, they said, well, I know where that's at.
Yeah, so GPSs don't always work for us, that's
Yeah.
for sure, but. Any questions at all? I do have one other question. Did the board here have to buy that AED, or is the police department pay for that? You guys, but please remember, I offered to. So, I haven't heard anything about it, so the one meeting I mentioned I would gladly pay for half of it, I will certainly do. I'll honor that commitment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bill, have you talked to him about maybe meeting?
Yes.
Is that confirmed?
Yep.
For the 26th?
Yep.
Okay, at 5?
Any correspondence or announcements?
You got any?
Supervisor's report, just been working on replacing the outside lighting. Been going to all the road commission meetings, trying to stay up to date on all that. Been working with the road commission committee, And that's complete fine this month. Anything?
Well, we had our voting equipment updated this month, otherwise just usual stuff, payroll invoices, filing notices, minutes, and some special meetings, just some other regular township business. And, oh, happy Labor Day, because we won't come back till after Labor Day. Everybody have a good one.
Thank you.
Excuse
We updated in one way the voting equipment.
Try to stay out of there.
They made a couple of changes to the IPX, I do believe it's called. The one that is voter assistant, where it can help the voter if they can't read it. Well, you can hear it, and if you can't see, you can read it. It would go off in the election after a certain time, if there was no activity on it, and then you would have to go through the whole process again to get it up and restart it right in the middle of the election, so they fixed that little problem. And then I guess, yeah, a couple other things that we had, because there's new voting equipment. So, yep, that's good, they say.
Karen, treasurer's report?
Okay, bank balances, check register reports are part of the consent agenda, and at least one copy was on the back table. I didn't have much opportunity, the payroll checks weren't completed until late this afternoon, so I wasn't able to run the report until just before this meeting, so apologize, didn't have extra reports back there. As far as bank balances, I'm glad to see we're gonna be talking to the road committee here, because if you take, the main road account and the second road account, we're pushing $1 million, and we're looking for a way to spend it, and I'm hoping you guys are gonna have some ideas on that.
We got ideas.
We just made it.
We have ideas for you. Not a problem. We'll help.
So the summer tax season would normally end September 14th, but this year that falls on a Saturday. So, we're actually going to extend it to Monday, the 16th, and I'm gonna be here all day that day, Monday. Brief summary, July 16th, which was our last regular meeting. We had a couple special meetings on, July 25th, and that was when we did hire our new attorney. Also on the 8th, we had a committee of the whole, which, we covered a lot of discussion topics, which hopefully is, some of those are on this agenda. Coming up, I was just confirming, we do have a meeting, with Pride Care, and Supervisor Norton and I are also going to sit down with Jerry on the 28th.
All right.
So, there's my update.
John?
Yes, neighborhood watch, we will be having a meeting in September. It will be on the 5th of, not November, September. And, we will be discussing and showing the difference between having a vital neighborhood watch that is physically doing the job versus areas that don't have a neighborhood watch. And we will be comparing different statistics as far as police activities are concerned. So we invite you to come to that. And, we had a wonderful time. I just want to mention this, Saturday. It has nothing to do with neighborhood watch, but I'm a veteran, and I was very proud that they had the bringing of the wounded warriors off the lake, and we had 240 of them, and we brought them in off the lake, and they went fishing, and as they come by, I'm honor guard, so we gave them the 21 gun salute, and then they hold up the fish as they come by. And the biggest fish was a lake trout 41 inches. That's a good sized fish. So, and then I was very happy to see the weather the way it was too. So I invite you all to come to the meeting on the 5th, and if you have any ideas or anything, I want to ask Lee something. Lee, do you feel that the baseball gender is now over here, or you think we can pick it up again? What's your feeling on that?
Don't know right now, I really don't. The real test will be springtime to see whether or not guys won't have it. There's interest in the community in South Haven, but they needed a break, they needed a year. The question is whether or not they'll come back, and I won't know until springtime.
Okay. All right, and now in cemeteries, I have the flag in writing, and they'll put it in writing, and it says, "This flag flies to honor all those who served our country and are buried in Thompson Cemetery, Grand Junction East Cemetery, Grand Junction West Cemetery. God bless them all." And that's what that plaque will say. I've had a lot of comments on that flag, and I'm very happy that we were able to do that. And it's a plus factor as far as I'm concerned for this community to honor their veterans. And now there is a visible presence there where you can show people this is what our veterans have. And outside of that, on cemeteries, nobody's made complaints, so I'll take it as an okay.
Thank you, John. Sharon? The Planning Commission had one regular meeting, and we are having a special meeting with a public hearing this Monday. I think it's next Monday, the August 26th at 7. And that will be for the text amendment, the farm market, and to remove the criteria for permitted accessory use for the commission. And section 7.02F to add the definition of farm market. So we changed the definition that we'll use in our master plan. During our regular meeting this week, work continued on the master plan, and we were working on section 7, future land use, and that's it.
What's left on the master plan?
Well, there's quite a lot to go. We're going to go through each section. We need updated maps. Some of it is fine the way it is, but we go through each section and each portion of each section and discuss the wording, compare what the community seems to want with what's there in the master plan, try to have a vision for the future. And so now, the point we're at, we do need, we're requesting some clean zoning maps so that we can take our crayons out and kind of do the future use, land use, and see what it looks like on the map. We're trying to identify spot zoning, things like that. And also, data needs to be updated in the plan, because I think most of it, the existing numbers in there, demographics, things like that, I think they're all from like 2001, which is starting to get pretty old. And that's it. Oh, and we know on tonight's agenda, the Planning Commission is requesting a recording secretary for the public hearing. Reason being, it's hard to participate in the public hearing fully, listen to everyone fully, and try to write it all down and capture it at the same time. And there are, from what I understand from Tasha, there are very specific laws about the minutes of a public hearing, where in our minutes, you just want to sum it up in the public hearings for these things. I believe she said they want close to word for word. So that's it. Consent agenda, has everybody had an opportunity to look at anything that was presented to you? I see we got two late, July 25th and August 8th. I'd like to remove those from the consent. On August 8th, I'd like to see some correction. It says this discussion only meeting items coming up in August. Could you please list the items that were discussed? Just for transparency.
And in public comment from folks, I would ask that we refrain from using people's names and use more of resident comment based. Only two that I have.
And I don't have those copies, but I did see them today. I got the email today and read them, but I didn't print them from home.
Should have been copies from the
On the July 16th regular minutes, can we add for guest speaker Michael Homier from Foster Smith?
I did add it, but the laptop wasn't communicated to print down here, so I wasn't able to print out any copies.
Is it printer okay now?
No, I think you have to have a come down. It communicates with the desktop.
Communicate with the desktop, not with the laptop. That's something the guy born in the 50s would understand.
Yeah, he had to do an update, and whatever the update is now, the laptop will communicate with it.
Did you say us young ones born in the 50s, John?
Yes, I did.
Thank you.
No, I wasn't born in the 50s, but I was educated in the 50s. I went to typing class, there were 14 girls in me.
No, I didn't have mine in front of me when you were making your comments, so I don't know if it was already clear for not, the August 8th one.
We have a list of discussed items, and then there's a discussion on the meeting, so there's no list of any items that we actually discussed, just for transparency.
Oh, so an outline or something,
Yeah.
or just,
I wanted to see what the items were, just for transparency. And as far as public comments go,
I think recommending on transparency, if you put in there what people are actually saying and their names.
but some people may not want the names listed, so.
Well, if it's a synopsis, you don't do that.
These are minutes, so that's enough.
Okay, but if you put the synopsis in the paper, and all you have to say is there were 3 board comments and 3.
You can, if you like, yeah.
Oh.
There's been times I've gone back and forth deciding how much I want to spend on synopsis. Sometimes there need to be more in them, sometimes there doesn't. Just like you wanted, asked me to put in the, monthly
Yes, exactly.
amounts, right?
Yes. Now, why can't we do that?
They are.
Yeah.
They have been ever since you asked.
Okay.
They go out, so.
So,
I think she gave you a whole bunch of them in your packet there for you to look into.
Yeah.
I think she admits that I have been not performing my job well there either.
so I want to make sure I'm pushing the hand on
Well, the only reason I say that, Stacy, is because I read it all on the reminder. Every time I look at the reminder, this meeting, and this meeting, and this meeting, and this,
Yeah, our legal papers is something you can look at.
Yeah, but see, I gave you that thing that said they're changing all kinds of stuff in there too. Remember?
When,
John, the reminder is like it's circular, it's not considered a newspaper.
No, but they picked up another newspaper, and they got different dates for the deadlines now.
You're saying the
yes,
old-
yeah, I know,
Yeah.
the reminder you're talking about for putting ads.
No, not the reminder,
With
no,
the
I'm talking
advertising.
about the other paper.
Well, I always made those deadlines before that time anyway.
Yeah, because they're.
I always made my deadline Wednesday at noon anyway,
Yes.
so it didn't really affect my deadline. But yeah, I did get that.
I saw that and didn't know what it meant.
Yeah, I said, yeah, I did, but it did affect when I.
When we're talking about the synopsis, it is a state statute that they are prepared by the clerk, but approved by the supervisor, so at this time, I'd like to make a, mention and recommendation that those ones that starts happening.
Where are you at now?
So you kind of skipped ahead on the agenda, though.
Yeah.
We were still on consent agenda, just whether or not we're approving this.
Right, so I would like to remove the 8th and the 25th for those corrections.
And you reviewed with me what you wanted on the 8th. What did you say about the 25th?
Public comment, should we remove names and put residents or something to that effect?
Okay, so.
You don't want names removed on the other one?
Yeah, it's on all of them, please.
Is that a style thing versus factual? I'm just asking because.
It's both comments, I mean,
It's being a little bit anal.
From the materials that we had, was that a couple meetings ago, it looked like people were, the typical way to do this is to kind of summarize, to get the gist of what people said. And it looked like they weren't always using like full names.
You're saying the samples we got from
Yeah,
MTA?
Maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to review those again.
any additions, corrections now? Agenda?
Are we done with this one?
Yeah, we're going to go with that.
So that's,
Do we have to vote on that?
is that accepting the minutes with corrections?
Do I need a motion to accept the consent agenda? With the exception of the removal of the 2 dates, 7/25 and May 8th, for correction, approving the expenditures and the assessor's report that were in the consent agenda along with the motion.
And I made the suggestion on the regular meetings, the 7/16, to add Michael Hernier, which apparently the clerk already has done, but we don't have a copy of that yet.
So we'll move all those items until those corrections are presented to the board. I'm going to make the motion that that happens. Wait a second.
1 second.
All in favor? John?
I wasn't here for the special meeting, so I will put both present.
Beverly?
Yeah.
Sharon?
I don't think he's allowed to just vote.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
According to Robert's rules of order, I can do this.
Okay.
No, township law is a little bit different.
yeah.
All in favor? John?
What are we doing now?
For the consent agenda.
Huh?
The consent agenda. There's a motion on the floor, a first and a second.
Okay,
All in favor?
on consent agenda.
Yeah.
No.
You say yes to Beverly?
Yeah.
Sharon?
Can you restate how you made the motion?
Make a motion that we accept the consent agenda with the removal of the meeting minutes for 7/26, 8/8, and 7/25 for correction, and approving all expenditures and the assessor's report presented in the consent agenda.
Sorry, I mean,
Stacy?
Why are we moving the expenses report? We
It's
did that before, did we?
in the consent agenda.
Well, let's talk about that a minute. Where's the assessor report?
It's right here. Would you like to see it? Does everyone have a copy?
Well, you
They
will.
were sitting at the
And I might see
station.
one here somewhere.
Yes.
Any additions or corrections to the agenda?
yes. I would like to add under unfinished business, I think we want to talk a little bit about the pavilion tonight, because we have a sketch now. Also, I just want to ask a question, whether or not Boy is involved and satisfied that we were hunting for at least one document, and are we all set? That's a question, I don't know. I guess it's adding discussion.
So we're adding that to the agenda.
Well, I'm throwing it out there, yeah.
Yeah. I think we should too.
Under, unfinished, and number 8 then, for your completions. Anything else?
Were you going to add,
Under new business, we also had this parking lot, correction agency, and distribution.
were you going to add the discussion you started on the last?
It is under new business, right?
That's on there.
Oh, okay, sorry about that.
I would like to add the, core public comment issue.
Was that unfinished or new business?
Unfinished.
Unfinished, so that's item 9 then?
Motion to approve the agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
One second.
All in favor, John?
Yeah.
Beverly?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Unfinished business. First one is our electrical agreement. Has everybody had an opportunity to read that? I believe it was the same as last year, just changing the date.
And we had this during our, last committee, committee of the whole.
Do we have a motion to accept the agreement?
We talked just a little bit about what date we're going to use, because we've actually lapsed a little bit.
And what was it, what would like to use?
Whose document is this, by the way? Where is it? I was thinking it might have been, Michigan Township Survey.
That's,
That's where she got it, where the document got it. And what were the dates we were looking at for this, or for another year?
at the bottom, usually it starts April to March. We're a few months behind.
Of course, that fits our fiscal year. I don't think that necessarily matters.
It would go into March 2020, wouldn't it?
Yep, that's what it's got in here.
If you look on the second page, number 18, it gives you the date. April 1st to March 31st.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Yeah, I was looking at the cover
Page 1
page,
has
yeah.
that blank still. Now, it does say this agreement may be extended from year to year by mutual written agreement. So the fact that it had expired is probably not a problem because of that clause. I just didn't pick up the word yard personally, but I'll go along with whatever.
We need a motion to accept this agreement.
What do you mean, pick up from where we are? Yeah.
Today's date.
Oh, instead of backdating?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
But I'm open for discussion, whatever other people say.
Will you get a motion on it, because you said you have some discussion? Get a motion on the floor, so you can have some discussion. So do we have a motion to accept? agreement.
I'll make a motion to adopt it.
One second.
That is the motion.
Accept the
Did
electrical
you
agreement.
second
Yes.
that?
I can say that. I'll second that.
Okay.
Now you guys can have your discussion.
And we'll try hearing.
Any other discussion?
Basically, this is what he's already doing, right? And it's,
Oh, I do think something there. It does not have an attachment. I think it's supposed to have an exhibit that has the fee schedule. We do want this associated with that fee schedule.
Yes.
But it isn't here today, so I'm just making that.
Yes.
I think it references it somewhere as exhibit A or something.
Would that be a copy of the application?
Yeah, I think that's right on it. Yep.
oh,
And I think that was in the one from last year. Yeah, there it is, exhibit A. So this definitely needs exhibit A added.
so can we, are we not allowed to approve this without that exhibit on there? Would that be something? Can we?
You should probably rephrase, a motion
Yeah.
to
Okay.
add the exhibit and whatever we decide on the date.
So let's make a motion that we accept this with the, to add the attachment for the pricing. And then we are enter into this on the 12th day of August, 2019.
We're going to date the application or the, electrical agreement for August 20th today instead of it, right now it has March on it.
Right,
We're gonna
right.
make sure it's dated for today.
I got you.
And we're also gonna make sure that we attach a copy of the application that has the fees for his services
Got you.
on the agreement.
Yep.
That's all part of the motion.
All in favor? John?
Yeah.
Beverly?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Mother, yes. Moving forward. Policies for credit cards for all the programs. Has anybody had an opportunity to look this over?
I did, I had a few minor questions. So as far as, in this paragraph 4, where, you're talking about a couple of sentences down, if no credit card slip was obtained that describes the transaction. I just think, shouldn't it be in our policy where you have to have something, you have to get, instead of, if a confirmation number or statement is received, how about you have to get a confirmation number if you're ordering through the internet or on the phone, unless there's an instance that I'm just not thinking of where that's not possible. Because this is kind of saying, well, if you don't have proof of your order or of what you purchased, just write something up saying, this is what I bought, this is what we paid for it, or this is who I bought it from. It just seems like, I don't know.
Take with the receipt.
If it were home bookkeeping, I would think, wow, this is,
So you want to take it out then?
well,
How
I'm
different
asking.
is this from, you had started on this in May, and you had given a sample out then, and you didn't go very far with it.
I think
Is this identical to what you
pretty
had?
close, with the exception of the responsibilities, the township clerk may be used only for authorized office or employee of the township for the purchase of goods and services for the official business of it, not to exceed $500 per purchase. All credit cards shall include.
Okay, and that part, the not to exceed 500 is, I don't think that's what was intended. We have, I think you're mixing two different things. We have, to the best of my knowledge, and maybe Stacy can correct me if I'm wrong, we have an internal policy, whether or not it's written, I don't know, that we can't spend money on something without coming before the board up to, we have a discretionary amount up to 500. That may or may not have anything to do with a credit card purchase. For instance, I imagine the fire department makes purchases beyond 500. If we so much as go to an MTA conference and have several of us, it's probably over 500.
Usually,
So I don't think that.
Usually before.
We don't spend over 500. We don't spend over 500 per occurrence.
Right, right, I don't think the fire department has the same discretion even for 500, I thought that was just the board.
We have a $500 per occurrence limit, and we don't go over that.
Okay.
Well,
But,
they're not actually in writing on all those practices.
It is in the
Right.
charter for the fire department.
right. So, but what I'm saying is that really part of the credit card policy? Because you're saying we're limiting all of our credit cards.
Well, it will be if we put it in writing.
That's right.
And I do believe that's what the limit is, also with the credit card company.
Oh, I disagree. I think the credit card's up to like 2,500 credit limit. Not theirs.
2,000.
Okay, so it's more than 500 by quite a bit. Yeah, and I'm sure you guys have had to make purchases because it's not even an individual purchase for the. So I think this still needs work, to tell you the truth. And when I got it from you back in May, I sprinkled blood all over it. And you know what I mean by that expression. So I don't think I shared that because I think you kind of dropped it. I don't know if it actually made it to a meeting.
So, let's make a motion to table, so everybody has, specific information.
I'm glad that we're doing the policy though.
Right, I think we had an existing policy that needed some work.
So, table this till next month, and then make a motion that we table the credit card policy until next month.
We should at least establish one thing that came up though. Meanwhile, if we have times where we're waiting for a receipt and that's making us be late on the payment, we did bring that up at our committee of the whole.
Yeah.
And apparently it is allowable for us to go ahead and pay, even though that's kind of not a great idea, but to avoid late charges,
That's the
we
point.
could do it. You can probably imagine what I could have snowballed of trying to keep track of what you're missing from the previous month. So maybe that gets addressed in this policy, but meanwhile, trying to avoid late charges or even having a card shut off, we would like to facilitate that, make that.
Where do we stand right now with the credit card? Is everything?
It's back up. I confirmed that the one that was shut off is back in business.
Okay.
So at least for right now, we're paid off, but
So let's do this, let's make a motion to table the policy for now,
the written policy.
the written policy. Do I have a second?
A second.
So let's do all in favor for this part of the motion. John?
Yeah.
Beverly?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Linda, yes. And then I'm gonna make a second motion on this issue, that from this point, we will make payment on all credit cards to avoid late fees without, if there's missing a credit card slip showing where something was charged,
So who gets the bill? For the credit card?
Township, I get them and then I distribute them.
Okay, and on that bill, it'll say it has to be paid within so many days, right? That's when the late charge gets in.
So let's make a motion that these get paid on time, whether there is a receipt or not. I'm gonna say with or without a receipt. Do we have a second?
The expectation is that receipt does come along
Yes.
before the next.
Within the next 30 days, well, before the next month, yes. Do I have a second to that motion?
Okay, I'll second that.
All in favor, John?
Yes.
Beverly?
Yes,
Karen?
I can only say yes if we add that the slip does have to show up by the next month.
I wrote that on here.
Okay.
It was outlined, and then, 30 days for, receipt.
Yeah, because otherwise,
They'll
it'll
never
never piling up.
Stacy?
Yes.
Linda, yes. Moving forward, the marathon card for the code department, they have requested that we sign up for a marathon card so they can purchase gas for their vehicles. So I would like to make a motion that we go forward and establish a marathon card for the fire department.
Yeah, we'll give them gas.
Linda, there's just our medical rig is the only one that uses gasoline.
Okay, for the medical rig.
And we get gas for our gas-powered equipment, like the jaws, the fan, stuff like that, from Marathon and South Haven because they have the recreational fuel without the ethanol in it. Yeah, it's like $3.80 a gallon. But we were spending so much money every spring taking our stuff to Rick's tractor service here in town, get the carburetor stripped and rebuilt. Because of the ethanol, we tried putting stable in it. That's a joke. You know, we've emptied the carburetors out on stuff that we did think we were going to use, like our grass units. And even then, we still had to take them and get them serviced because it just wasn't clean enough when we were doing it. So we started using the more expensive gas, the rec fuel, and we've not had that issue over last winter.
So the ethanol was the problem then?
Yes. It almost turns to like a Teflon tape looking substance in the gas tank. It's like a white paste. And nothing we were doing was preventing it.
Steve, I don't know if this is practical for you guys or not, but unlike big farms out in the country, a lot of times they have their own gas.
We have a diesel
Thing
tank
is-
down here at the station. I tossed that idea around. I had so much trouble getting that tank in there, I actually had to have Eric Nesbitt throw around some muscle at the state level for me. It was 3 months trying to get that tank, and I finally got tired of the back and forth with the state. Had Eric take care of it, and that's why I'll vote for him forever. It was like half an hour after I talked to him, and I got the permit faxed to the fire department.
Yeah, power works.
You know, I'm not so much worried about people stealing diesel. If people notice a gasoline tank, I think there's gonna be a whole lot more people with bolt cutters and, we've got redundant systems on that tank. There's a switch inside, a timer switch inside that has to be turned for them to be able to run the pump. There's switches outside, there's switches inside, so there's a redundant safety switch to keep it from being stolen. But desperate times, I wouldn't put it past people to try to siphon stuff. Or, worst case scenario, somebody with a
Get hurt.
big jagged bar, like a pipe pole type thing slamming in the side and punch a hole in it to, fill up tanks. My personal feeling, I wouldn't be against having that, but my personal feeling is the risk of it being stolen far exceeds just getting a credit card. If anybody's concerned, I've heard some grumblings about maybe, the guys going down there buying pop candy bars on a credit card. You can get a Marathon credit card, that I talked to someone about in South Haven, that they won't allow you to charge. They won't allow you to charge anything but gas. They're gonna give you a receipt. If anyone tries to do that, they're gonna give you a receipt that says gas, oil, Snickers, whatever. And if we have this card, and I tell the guys, this is for fuel only, not oil for the truck. If you need oil, we have oil department. Now, washer fluid, nothing but gas. If you get anything but gas, you're gonna be paying for it out of your pocket. That'd just be the way it would happen.
And we only have the one vehicle that
Right.
needs gas.
And so,
And you indicated then that this card would be left with that vehicle?
Yes.
Because you have different employees
yes.
using that vehicle?
They'd sign it in and out on a daily basis.
At the current way we're doing it with the credit card, I've had to run from work out here to just run the credit card, turn around, run back to work to allow the guys to get gas, because obviously, we can't let the thing run out of gas.
I filled it twice out of my own money just because I wasn't gonna allow the truck to be empty.
And
It can't happen anymore.
I flat won't let anyone stand with one of our gas tanks that we use in our trucks to fill our equipment and a funnel to dump it in there. They spill it on themselves, and that's
It's the more expensive fuel, we don't wanna do
well,
that.
not only is it more expensive fuel, but we have some young kids, I'm old, I'm allowed to say this. We've got some kids down there as EMTs. They don't need to be trying to lug gas cans up and around and fill stuff, which is just unacceptable anyway.
Okay, so, Stacy, do you still have the application that Dave dropped off? Because otherwise, if you don't have that, you can just go online.
Oh, you say an online application, 10 minutes, you're done.
Okay.
So, going back to, we have a motion on the floor to establish a marathon card for the medical unit. For the fire department. I have that motion on the table. Do I have a
I'll second.
All in favor, John?
Yes.
Beverly?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Billy, yes. Next item, EMO personnel and payroll. Not quite sure what you had on that.
I had a chance to sit down with JC, and I think that was very helpful. He explained some of what their process is, and they actually have somewhat of color coding between the two different types of payroll, three different types of payroll. But the main one we were talking about is the new one, the EMS stuff, the part-time. And we ran through a couple discrepancies, we figured out where we need to go on that, and in fact, the clerk's already written checks from that, so I think we're good to go on that. Moving forward, one of the things that I think, and Stacy, jump in if you feel otherwise, whether it's JC or Dave, if they give me the timesheets first, and then I log them in and then give them to you, does that work? I don't care.
I've been looking at a program online, to where people can log in. We'll have the computer out in the bay. People log in under their name, they fill out a timesheet, and it can automatically be emailed. So, it just, at the end of the day, when they log out, they just hit email, and it sends it out. They can send it to, everybody, everybody, everybody.
So this is new software that you're just looking into
Yes.
right now. So, is it correct then that are you leaving the full responsibility up to the employees to turn in their timesheet? Or are
I verify it.
you verify?
I verify it and then give it to boss.
Okay,
Then I
and
verify.
I think that step's really important.
Yeah.
Somebody, if they forget to turn in a sheet,
They still get paid.
okay.
Well, and the other side of it, and I think that was part of the issue is, in a 2-week period, we got 10 payroll sheets. If we don't have coverage that day because someone's sick or I didn't fill the shift, you may only get 7. I think that's where some of the confusion is coming from.
Right, so we know for certain
Right.
that those are not coming later. We know
Right.
that,
Whatever you get through that time is what is for that 2-week period.
I did look into like the time card time sheet.
mhm.
That looks like anywhere from like $180 to $250.
I just bought one for my classroom.
There's also programs that are telephone landline based, that like places like Head Start classrooms use for people who have a lot of employees off-site. I don't know which would be better work for you. It's just an idea.
Stacy, you and Karen want to work with the fire department to come up with a good plan to make sure the payroll gets taken care of
Yeah, just, are we gonna get a summary then from you, JC, rather than Dave? Or is anybody doing a summary at your end? Or you know what we can
The
do?
summary
Just
that-
give me the timesheets and I'll tell you what I see from
There you
that.
go.
What
I
we're
was
gonna
gonna say,
pay.
wait,
That's my interpretation of your
The
timesheet.
summary that I've been giving you, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
Well, I plan on just continuing to give that to you.
okay. We did have some discrepancies on that, and that's
Well,
part of it.
yes, there was one time where I typed in something wrong and I corrected it.
There's been another, but that's okay.
I think we're all
I think we're squared right now. I think we have gone through any of the question marks, and I think we're squared right. So-
Thank you. We love your signature. It's awesome.
Okay.
Moving forward, thanks for township funds, public access facilities. We talked about this in our committee of the whole, about getting some signs that indicate what the public accesses are.
You found here today, you found here tonight.
So John had some really nice signs made up at one time for our ordinances that were put on our signs entering into the township. Would you be willing to look into some signs for our public access if we write up what we want?
I checked with Volkan already, so
Okay.
they're gonna be sending me some quotes for.
So we'll table this until then.
Okay, we'll table it till next meeting. So I make a motion that we table the signs for the township owned until we get more information. Make that motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, John?
Yes.
Can I ask a question? Did we determine how many of these we're getting? Do we know that?
I don't think we got that far yet, we just wanna see what's coming
Yeah.
on.
Or, yeah, what they're, that's cost wise too.
We'll wait on
But
that.
now I know we're looking like one maybe settle and there, and then for the dumpster.
Yeah, I think those were the ones we discussed at the meeting. Okay.
So all in favor, John?
Yes.
Beverly?
Yes.
Karen?
Yeah.
Stacy?
Yes.
Yes. Access to Little Bear Lake permanent survey stakes. The road commission went out and we had it surveyed, we paid for the survey, they put wooden stakes out there, and I'd like to see about getting some permanent kind of markers to indicate where our property line is for that access, to keep encroachment off, whether it be a small wooden fence or metal stakes, metal fence posting to go along where they've already got the wooden stakes before those get lost or missed.
Well, the stakes would go in, but the sign has to go on it and repost.
Right, but this would be all the way down where they surveyed it.
We found here today, we found here tonight.
So something to think about. I'd like to address this more next month. We could decide which way we want to go. Do we want to put a small fence on the boundaries? Or do we want to just put some metal posting, cable, something? Yeah, so.
Maybe
Did you
something
find
like
the
that
border?
will stay and people can't just yank
Yeah,
out.
just to find the border.
Maybe
So-
something
Get
submitted
the
in
fence
a.
stakes and we done.
So if you guys can come up with some ideas and check into some pricing, I'd like to address this further next month.
Who did you say did the survey? Did you say?
The road commission had it surveyed. When they,
How many stakes you figure you'll need?
I don't know, I can make a drive out there and count and see how many wooden stakes and look at it a little closer.
Good idea.
And
What about a professional surveying company?
Yeah,
Is
like
that?
professional survey.
Okay.
They did it, yeah.
Did they give us a deal?
Part of that 9,000, okay. We're getting ready to bring the gravel after that access, and they haven't already done it, but they're getting ready to do it. So we're gonna table this until we have more information. Need a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, John?
Yes.
Beverly?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Yes. is the pavilion. Karen, this is a project that you've been working on with the Barkey family. Would you like to give us all an update on what's going on, please?
Yeah, they stopped by today to give us a sketch, and it looks better than I would have guessed. It's beautiful. 24 by 18, 10-foot clearance, height-wise. Yeah, you probably can't see it from here, but they even have a cupola on top. Although that part was optional.
You can even put the school bell up there.
But they would put down concrete pad, and then they would do the construction.
Wow.
The only thing they were asking from us is that we would get the building permit for them.
Oh, sure, we can do that.
And that, they're not providing plumbing or electric, so anything like that would be on the township. And there was some comment here about maybe people donating picnic tables. So that, maybe we should find a way to find out who would like to do that and still buy uniform picnic tables. But they did offer to put something that you could chain your tables down, that it would be right in the concrete, so that they would be quite permanent and safe.
Okay, so they couldn't pick them up and take them away.
Right. So anyway, unless anybody has issues with that, that's still, this is an offer they made several months ago, but this is the first time we had an actual sketch.
I was just thinking, if there was going to be a craft fair or something like that, where they want the picnic table, see, that's the other side of the coin. You know what
I think they could work around it,
We could always,
once you cement them in, they're there.
well, there'll be like a hook, they
Oh,
can
you didn't say that.
Right, so they could be padlocked to something permanent. So you would be able to-
like, we have that one, I think that one out there is chained up.
A little C4, take care of it.
But it's a very nice offer, and they were talking about either September or October, but more likely the concrete to be September and the structure to be October.
So what was that, think about his location, that's the big
Yes.
thing.
And it'd be easier if we're standing out there looking at it, but there was discussion about whether or not to move the bleachers that are there and actually have this in its place.
Did you want to have it that close to the ball field, that's the other side of the coin.
Yeah, see, somebody had an opinion out here, me, with. It would have a roof on it, so it would catch fly balls, would hit the roof rather than the people, ideally.
So let's do this, let's, go ahead and,
It's 24 foot across, so you gotta figure that's a pretty good swipe.
Won't need any maintenance for a while, I'm thinking down the road that the township will have to do.
Right.
And look at the steel roof,
that's the steel
roof they're talking about, that should last a long time.
Yeah, this doesn't look flimsy at all. This looks very nice.
You might not wanna put it over here. Someone said catching fly balls may not be exactly.
That's what I was thinking, that you don't wanna go too close to the ball field.
So whether
I
it's
was
further
thinking
this
of going back
direction
over
or
here.
closer in the corner, we should think about that. We need to be able to tell them.
so I'm gonna make a suggestion that we take and go ahead and approve the building permit.
Before we approve the building improvement, why don't we figure out where it's gonna go?
So, she meant
To
provide
pay
the
for it.
price of the building permit, John.
Right, and then what we'll do is we'll take, after the meeting, we'll take a walk out there, take a look and make a decision on where we want it.
And that's why I asked Lee about the ball field, if this was something that was gonna be discontinued, then we could think about that for that, but at the same time, like he said, he don't know till next spring. Well, we're gonna do something.
Why you wanna discontinue the ball field?
No one is using it?
Well, if there's no teams coming, there's no,
What about the kids in the neighborhood? They play there.
how many used it this year?
Kids playing out there all the time.
Who's gonna use the gazebo?
Fire department for the breakfast. That's at least once a year.
So there's one time for the year.
Move forward here, let's, make a motion that the township pays for the building permit.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Time or right away?
We're gonna put a date in September, we'll make it in that, pretty quick.
Million or really was more like a pavilion? To me, that's it.
All in favor, John?
Yes.
Beverly?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Yes.
So who seconded that?
Karen did. Okay, so now we'll we'll take a walk out when we get complete and you guys can decide where you want it.
For anybody that didn't hear though, this was donated by, Bodke's in memory of Ron Bodke.
Yeah. Really appreciate it.
Moving forward, the next item was the FOIA. Was all the FOIAs completed? Is that what your question was?
Yeah, but there were one or two recently that I wasn't sure if they were done because at least one of them, there was we were looking for something and it's found now, right? So we're all set? So it's just a question. Oh, no.
I know that our attorney sent over the agreement with apologies to Mr. Spicer. I'm assuming that was the one you were talking about.
That's the one I knew about, but I don't always know.
Were there any others out there, Stephanie?
My knowledge.
Thank you.
The next one was the court public comments. This was given to the attorney. He reviewed the meeting, and based on that review, this has all been settled. So,
Did the board review the?
yes, I reviewed it.
I did too.
And your thoughts?
No violation.
I'm leaving it up to our attorney to answer.
And what she did answer, everybody got a memo on that. Anything else? Moving forward with business. There's a resolution for the consumer standard lighting contract.
Is that a renewal?
Is there a copy of that out?
And when I passed that back, Linda, I forgot to pass that with that flyer.
Everybody reviewed it on the board.
And this is about them replacing some of the LED programs and replace the lights. That's a good idea, why they're doing that.
Is there a cost to us on that?
We're saving money already on the light bulb.
These are going to LED.
It's propane.
So, do we need a
They're gonna save money with this.
motion to be on?
Yeah, you have to make the motion to approve the resolution.
So I make a motion to approve this resolution.
And second that.
Do you have a copy of the actual resolution?
Yeah, they were
All in favor, John?
Yes.
Beverly?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Stacy? Tracy?
Yes.
Motion passes. Labor Day hours. Anybody involved or
It's on a Monday, but I know if you want to, sometimes it's open Saturday.
I think we should be open simply because I think a lot of people will still be here yet. You know what I'm saying? If they wanted to come here, simply because they're here, they'll be leaving on Monday, you know what I'm saying? So, up to you guys.
I like to just raise it on Saturday.
You'd like to what? Stay open on, so August 31st, remain open and not change any hours. Since we're closed Monday, sometime in.
Yeah, I wouldn't even bother making that, make a motion on it if we have to change it.
I think the way, yeah, I think it's
All I'm thinking about it.
So that was just a discussion item, no action. Next item up is the recruiting secretary. Planning commission, we did budget for it.
I think we discussed that quite a bit, and I think they definitely should have a recording section.
And there's the, I believe the professional services in the planning commission budget is kind of, so far, there's not been used, so there's plenty of money in it at this time.
So
I'll make a motion, we get a recording secretary for the public hearing.
On the 26th of August, right?
I'll second that.
all in favor, John?
Yes.
Beverly?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yeah, you're gonna hire out that company that was gonna use that?
Yes.
Well, it's an individual, right?
She works for, Michigan Township. She works for Township.
I don't think she was an employee of theirs, but she does other, there were samples meeting minutes from other townships that she does.
Moving forward, our road plan. I've asked our road committee to come up and talk forward, rundown on our road plan, if anything else you
Okay, thank you. Yeah, all right.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dave Riva, L.A. Rod. We've been working on the asset management plan for Columbia Township roads. This was at the request of Supervisor Linda Norton. And, Ellen, do you want to tell me a little bit about it up front?
Sure. We started this back in the spring. Basically what we did, Dave and I got all of the road data from the road commission, and we started going through the road scores. Roads are rated, if anybody doesn't know, they're rated by what's called a PASER rating. And we went through and we identified a lot of roads that were 3 or below. And then we set up a plan for a 3-year, basically a 3-year plan to go through and try to get those roads fixed up to a better quality than they were. You have so many budgeted miles of road, basically, that we have every year, and we try to stay, well, we did stay within that, and we still managed to get a couple of roads that were a little bit better. Let's say they were a 4 or a 5 on the scale, so they're better quality, better condition. But over the course of that 3 years, we took some of those roads and had them repaired as well, just to keep them above average, so that you don't wait till they fail completely. That's where you run into problems, of course, because once they're down all the way, it's very, road repair, Dave and I found out doing a lot of meetings and research, road repair is extremely expensive. I believe for every quarter mile of asphalt, if they have to grind it down and redo it, it's about $200,000 per quarter mile. So it becomes very, very expensive to get these things done. So that $1 million you were talking about earlier in that budget, great, but it goes very quickly, and I don't know how many years it took us to build that. My understanding is it's about roll. That's what we did, is we came up with this plan. We had to present the actual roads we thought should be repaired to the road commission by March 31st, wasn't it? And so we had done so. I had actually been at one of the meetings here and had talked to the board a little bit, let them know what we were doing, what we were recommending. One of the things that we recommended was getting chip and seal done on a lot of the little roads around Grand Junction, which I believe has now been done, it looks like. My apologies, I've been on the road a lot for work lately, so I haven't taken a look at all the roads, but it looked like a lot of them have been fixed. So they go through, they chip and seal, get that done, and that protects the roads for the next several years.
And everybody, PASER really represents or stands for Pavement Surface Evaluation Grading System. Road commissions use that throughout the state of Michigan. And it's a scale of 1 to 10. I think as Elliot said, 1, a condition 1 road is considered failed and needs total reconstruction. And 9s and 10s really are pretty much like new condition roads. So we had felt like upon the recommendations of the Road Commission, condition 3 and 4 and 4 and 5 addressing those up front would prevent them from failing. And you might know or you might not know that the Road Commission has adopted a failed condition road policy where if a paved road gets to be such a failed condition, they can actually rubbleize the road. So that was kind of the thinking behind us going after the 3s and 4s and 4s and 5s.
So far, the roads, I believe, in the township that have had that happen were not maintained by the township. They were maintained by the county. The county ground down those roads. So we're trying to prevent roads that are maintained by the township from getting to that level. Should we put a copy on them?
Yeah.
I'll put a copy on the back table here of the report if anybody would like to read it.
Thank you, everybody.
Mike Pearson's insomnia, but.
This is wonderful.
I know.
Very
A
good.
lot of work in there. So well presented.
There was, oh, I'm sorry.
Nope, that's okay, if she's talking, then I'll talk, it's okay, I'll wait my turn.
Last week, your comment on
I was just gonna add, did you want to talk about what we were talking about out here?
County Road 380.
388.
So,
We've been talking about getting that, basically repaired from this side of the tracks out to the street here, just past the township hall. It's a county road, but the county basically would move it up in the priority if we would pitch some money in to do that, to help do that. And I don't know how far this has gotten in discussion. My apologies, I missed several of the board meetings because I've been on travel on them.
We don't know what kind of money we're talking about.
so if you look at the behavior, on page 28, there is an estimated cost from the road commission to do that one section. It's approximately 3,700 feet. The total estimate of $493,515 would be the estimated total cost, just an estimate. But they would ask us to pay 50% of that if we wanted to go through next year and then
What percent
50%.
after that? We're looking for 200 grand.
They have on everything going.
From the railroad track.
From the railroad tracks to six gas was.
Right.
Really, it's just this side, because if you go to the tracks, you have to deal with the easement there. And that adds a whole level of paperwork in place.
I know that CSX, I know that.
So you guys will take within the next month or so to look this over because the road commission has also sent us a thing. They're getting ready to do their 2020 budget. And we can let them know if we're interested in doing that section and paying 50%. Or if we just want to put it all on them and go into our little bit of a town that we have. And I don't know if you guys want to take a chance on them and build that all up and do that for our town. Yeah. So think about it, like the rest of next month.
Next one,
Thank you, gentlemen. Beautiful, very nice.
On the meeting, are actually fixing to pave the website. They've already contracted a company for that. The tree side, they're still removing trees, and they're probably not gonna pave it next year, but maybe the next year. From what I'm looking at, and roughly want to pay 50% of the east side. And that's going from the village limits all the way out to Greenville. It's going to be quite a bit more than $410,000.
I thought, from what of course, maybe they changed what they say, but I thought that they said it was their plan to pave that road next year.
This is in our budget. That was going to go.
Yeah, but now we got an if.
But I didn't hear them say it was in our budget.
Well, the last
I'm positive I heard them
Okay, the
say.
last few commission meetings I've been to, everything is to be on their budget. Of what they're going to do.
Are you allowed to speak? Did you comment there? Did you remind them that they didn't say if when they were here?
They're meeting tomorrow night, and I'll make sure that they're going to be done.
You call them too, Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll call them, yes. I can't go tomorrow night, I actually have plans.
So if you guys would please look that over, there's one more thing that I want to do. And I did look at our millage as to how it was written. It doesn't say we're limited to just local roads. So
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
that's the question. If you guys would look that over, I'd like to address it again next month. Any questions for our road committee? Budget review.
I got a question for road, or is that public comment?
Public comment. So there was a couple of line items that we needed to look at on our budget. And then it was on the dump. The transfer station, we had some major problems with our transfer station that we weren't expecting. What page are you on, Robin? I'm on page 3. Page 3 and 4.
Just highlighting.
So on the maintenance and repair, we only budgeted $1,500 in it, and that's to $3,141. So we see if we can't move some money here to.
Is that from having that machine?
The machine down there. So if you look on page 4, we've got a capital outlay of a budget of $3,000. Taking a motion of that money under there. If you will make those adjustments, please.
How much do you want me to do this? Because 15 will bring it to 3, and we'll be over 740, so maybe do, 2,000 of that out of dump site capital waste. And so that'll leave 1,000 to the budget and dump site capital waste outlay. And that will, change our budget for the maintenance and repair to $3,000.
Are we planning to review other items in the budget? I want to make an overall comment that I just looked at tonight before coming. There's a couple things that are not appearing on this printout that came from Peachtree. In the revenue section, there's $1,500 that is not appearing. And they're probably items that haven't been used very much, probably not at all. But I'd like to give you a copy, Stacy, of that, as well as Linda, I'm gonna give you a copy of the concerns I have with the original that you gave, because that still doesn't add up. It's $1,300 off,
And you can just consider things were doubled and it doesn't.
Well, they were doubled, but when I run a tape over the whole thing, it doesn't add up to the sum you have, so this isn't the real sum. So I have to tell you, that's concerning to present any budget with a sum that isn't right. This is the newest one.
You have to remove the.
Very uncomfortable from an accounting standpoint.
I
I'm
will
looking at a bunch of numbers that don't add up.
Is there anything else that we need to adjust in our budget?
Do we have any elections?
No.
Do we have any elections this year?
Not
any?
March, you will, 2020.
Oh, I know that. No, I just was thinking of this year, that's nothing much. Good.
Off year.
Good year. Yeah.
So taking another question I have on page 2. Clerk miscellaneous, we had budgeted $100, and it was $88. Is there something we need to adjust down?
I'll have
Change or
to,
something, keep looking at that.
yeah, I'll definitely come up with a report on that.
And I will say, I think the miscellaneous for each office was awfully small this year. I think in past budgets, we had more than 100
Right.
allowed. So I don't know why we were running over on some other things.
Yeah, I think when we were working on the budget, it was because we were trying to find.
We were looking for these things to knock back, but we're far enough into the budget now. Let's see, we're 5 months into it, so in theory, the percent of the budget should be right around 41%. So maybe this is the time maybe get a better projection and maybe find somewhere that we're not likely to spend everything.
If you could just go on the report. So can we need a motion to make the adjustments to the budget?
So the only adjustment right now is the $2,000 for
Yeah.
the stuff.
Yes. Do I have a motion? I have a motion to adjust the budget
No, I was wondering
for
when
the
she had a motion.
transfer station, the $2,000 transfer of our line item.
I'll make a motion for the adjustment for the transfer station.
I'll second it.
All in favor, John?
Yes.
Erin?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, are we going to need another budget workshop or meeting or?
Michael will have.
Or you just didn't?
Next item is our minutes and synopsis. On that, I would like to make a motion that we try to stay within our state statute and make sure that we pass it by our synopsis of our meetings by our supervisor.
Isn't that if that's in the state statute, we don't need a motion to
I
do
just
that,
want to make sure
correct?
that it gets completed.
Past supervisor never required it, and it wasn't until now that she wants to. Line.
I would just hope that they would get a little smaller because I'm sure they're pretty expensive, those newspaper ads.
Yeah, general synopsis is only supposed to be a brief outline, not anything.
And for the most part it is, I dumped a lot of stuff. It used to be a lot longer, I used to put everything in there, the chief's report, the police report,
Yeah.
and I just keep slowly, has been chopping it because the Tribune kept getting higher and higher with their bills,
Well, you-
and we were having.
What I see a lot of times is approved,
A lot of-
approved, you know what I'm saying, table, that's what I see in synopsis all the time.
We were using a lot of the funds too, trying to make, a lot of text amendments and stuff for the planning commission. There's a lot of boo-boos and a lot of noticing and, yeah, so I'm chopping down and, we've gotten some of the money back because we haven't had to have all those,
Yeah.
notices go out in the paper that we had a couple of years ago, which was really bad. So that was a good portion of that chop, is enough for a while, because it had even more than what it does today, a couple of years ago.
All we're required to do is the motions.
Yeah, for the most
That's
part,
it,
but
yeah.
I just had kind of carried on to what the other clerk was doing at that time, and put, fire report and police report and all that.
I know I've had people come to me and say, well, what happened at the meeting last night? You know what? It was recorded, go and listen to it.
Moving forward, Stacy was nice enough and wonderful to get us a bid for pricing
Yeah.
for some repairs on our,
Do we only get one bid?
Yes, and they did get back to me, I kind of, asked to see, let them know that their fire department also had gotten, and that's the only thing that I still got from them.
do we want to accept this or do we want to get some more?
Well, was this estimate for our parking lot here?
Yes.
They were the ones that did it last time.
They were the ones that did it last time.
Yes.
Do we have a requirement that we have to get more than one bid for a certain amount?
Yes, we probably, and probably have to get others, I think I'm gonna run into the same issue, but we should probably reach out like Dave, I think nobody got back to you.
Right.
That's
I know they have.
I called
They
three,
got a certain time to get back.
I called three different places.
I know. I get it.
The last time we had it sealed and done everything, I reached out 3 places. Tustin's was the only one that returned
That's
the
the issue I
inquiry.
had too last
Same thing
time
this
I
time.
did it, but I'll reach out to a couple more people, see if there's anything, I was hoping they said that maybe Tustin, because I went to them, that they would maybe give us a break if we can do theirs there.
Did you ask them?
Yes.
Oh,
They
they,
don't need anything.
did they do the fire, they're doing yours, correct?
Well,
tabled it, waiting.
we tabled it,
Yeah,
waiting to see if we can get a better deal
Yeah,
with both
no,
parties.
Nothing else.
Yeah, and
And this is just for here?
What are we stripping?
Yes.
Okay.
What are we stripping? We're not stripping, we're straighten.
You never know, maybe they'll need.
So we could still ask them if there's any bit of a discount they could give us for doing both. I would say generally, as far as asking for bids, once you get a price and then go out, the integrity of the bid process is gone. You either ask for all of them at once at a certain date.
That's right, that's right,
That keeps everybody
right.
on the up and up. Once numbers are known, somebody can find
Sure,
out from
absolutely.
somebody and say, well, I'll do it for $500 less. And that wouldn't have actually been their goal.
Yeah.
And I've asked the question before, if we actually have a resolution or a policy of some kind that we're required to, or it's just a good idea?
I don't think,
I don't,
I don't recall coming across.
I don't recall, I don't, just. That we
I think
that
already-
maybe, at something below $5,000 maybe, we don't need to do anyway.
No, the way I understand it, you give them a date. You need to get these in by such and such a date. Okay, then one comes in, nothing else comes in, we can vote.
Right. But once you start getting prices and they're at a public meeting, it's kind of hard to keep it secret.
Yeah, and I know there are fly-by-night, asphalt companies out there, and they're not one of them.
Yeah, Tustin, from my past experience, they tended to be a good competitive bidder, if,
Well,
the
and they do very
likelihood
good
is-
work.
Yeah, I think probably we would be safe, especially if we can get quantity discounts.
So we're gonna table this or do we want to accept it?
Somebody should ask them if we can get a discount.
Okay.
From combining the two. But how about we do a not to exceed now, and if we get no discount, the sum of the two is our not to exceed. If anything, it's only slightly better. Then we're covered, we can move forward.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, okay.
Now, I don't have the fire department one in front of me. I think we had it last month. I don't know that dollar amount.
I turned it a bit.
I have it in my packet, but it's the last one.
And I don't remember the price, usually I start with that.
Let's do it.
So we want to make a motion to accept and not to exceed?
Yes. Want to
It'd
make
be nice to need to know
$5,000
what
for
that
your
price.
So, this one.
Not to exceed what?
Not to exceed the total of the fire department and the hall.
So let's not to
Okay.
exceed 10.
Yeah.
So fire and hall.
I don't think that would be.
Okay, so we're gonna make a motion not to exceed the total amount from the fire and the hall added together, right?
Right.
I'll make that motion.
Okay. Second?
I'll-
All in favor, John?
Yes.
Beverly?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so who is it that's going to call and ask for a?
I'll call
Okay, Stacy's doing that.
Stacy, if you schedule the work, would you please let me know that date, so, because we're gonna have to rearrange some trucks, and I'll have to let all my guys.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah, I think they, yeah, because they wanted to know when the building was not being used.
Well, we'll just have to make sure we turn some trucks around and point some different directions, I'll let all the guys know, so they don't.
Shouldn't they call you and coordinate with you?
Yeah, well, I mean, if they give her a date, and I can just, we can tell the guys, the date, the time, and whatever.
Okay.
Of course, they're gonna be weather bound too, they're not gonna be great at telling a date.
Well, they'll have a window at least.
Okay, this time we're gonna move forward to public comments. The gentleman in the back had a question.
Well, I have a complaint with a question. Phrase it in the form of a question. In regards to the situation with County Road 380, this would be up your alley. I understand, every time that I call and talk to somebody at the road commission, I have gotten the classic runaround.
Can you come up here for just a second, so we can
Sure.
hear you?
I have basically gotten a classic runaround from the people at the road commission in regards to what they're going to do, what they're not going to do, where the money can be spent, why it can't be spent, why we can't take trees down, why we can't clean a ditch. I hear that Columbia Township has provided money to clean the ditches. Additionally, where I live on County Road 380, there's no trees in the ditch. Besides that, it's a safety hazard to drive down 380 because you can't see past the ditches. As far as I'm concerned with the road commission, the only advice they give us is drive slow. That's the solution to our problem. This is a statement, this is not a question. But I could put it in the form of a question. These people have no plan, they have no accountability, they're making a shambles out of this. Why?
I just live here in Columbia Township, I don't have anything to do with the road commission, the county road.
Well, you made this plan.
We did, right, we worked with the road commission on that.
Right, and I appreciate that.
I don't have any say over their budget, I've been to a couple other meetings, but.
They're citizen volunteers, actually.
Yeah, but who's in charge there now?
Okay, well, that's true. But if they're getting a plan and giving it to the road commission.
No, they don't give this to the.
Well, we planned
That's
for
our plan.
some of the road repair. We recommended roads.
Okay.
We recommended these roads get this done to them in the next 3 years.
Well, the road commission is basically, in their meetings, offered no plan. Nothing.
I've heard snippets of a plan, but I don't know if it's changed. It's been a while since I've been.
Well, I heard snippets of the plan. I heard somebody from the road commission on Channel 3 News saying, County Road 380 is a prime example of what the road condition's gonna be on all the county roads, if they have their way about it.
Right, rubblized. That's what rubblized is.
Yes, I understand what it is, you know, and when you ask a question, you can't do this because there's banks. I came up 196 today. They're blacktopping like hell on 196. They're cleaning the ditches out, they're taking trees down. You know, I talked to other people in other townships, and they said, you know, they've done this. It's like now all of a sudden, and I'm not saying that they're lying or anything else, maybe something changed. But the point of it is we'd like to have our road fixed. And I've lived here for 22 years, and to listen to these people tell me, well, you just gotta drive slow, Joe. You know, it's asinine.
It is, right.
And they said, you gotta get used to it, you're on a gravel road. Well, you know, I don't think that's justified.
They do have a meeting tomorrow night. I
Know that?
highly suggest that you start on I'm gonna be there, so.
Okay, and, you know, I guess the other thing would be is, if they're going to fix this road, is there a timetable?
And that's something I will ask them.
Okay?
What is your name, sir?
I can't tell you that because we have a thing during the meeting that I can't even say.
Actually, you generally, you take note of who's speaking.
I'd let my wife speak, but she left. I think I've been married, but my name is Joe. J-O. You call me Joseph. Michael. M-I-K-O.
Thank you.
Okay?
And frequently, someone from the road commission attends these meetings, and that didn't happen tonight.
Oh, I don't.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, and because he come in to see me, I'm like, usually they've been here every time, and now he shows up in our road commission.
Yeah, we'll cover it. I will do.
Apologize.
They must have a spy.
No, I just, you know, it's very aggravating. I mean, the road is they just graded it about a month ago, and it's washable.
Like, right.
You know, there is no plan. They have their letter, read their letter, I wrote a time. I wanna know why, you know, they paid a bill to have the road tore up and put back, laid down. And they paid a bill for somebody to come out and just roll that wall. And they never showed up. I was there the days ahead. And when I said something to the project engineer, he goes, well, we paid for it, but I don't know why it didn't happen. What's his job?
Okay,
What's the hell his job?
who's in here?
I guess I'll have to wait a month.
Thank you, John.
Okay?
Yep, thank you.
Any other comments?
Thank you.
Any comments?
Yeah, I have a comment.
Yeah, sure you do.
Go ahead.
Lee Abernathy, and you can quote me all day long, put it in. I came here tonight specifically to talk about the road commission. I know you guys are working on the township type roads, not county roads, the township roads. There's a distinction between. Linda and I went through some of the annual budgets just to take a look at them and see if we could understand. The answer is we can't. We can't understand what's in the annual report to actually say what money they did spend and what they didn't spend. I would ask the board, ask our road commission rep to come here, either at this township meeting or at a special meeting, to explain to us what the annual report is and what it represents. Now, here's what I'm gonna give you a synopsis of 2016-17, and a synopsis of 2017-18. And I broke it down as best I could in an understandable thing. There are 18 townships in Van Buren County. This mic is not on. 18 towns in Van Buren County, and Van Buren Townships in Van Buren County. We are number 3 in the number of roads. The highest township is 65 miles. We have 63 miles. The money they received from us, I'm talking about the road commission, we are number 4. It goes to Dean's point that he made last time we were talking about this, that we provide a lot of revenue to the road commission. We're number 4. Population, we're number 8 and 10. So we don't have a high population. Again, it proves Dean's point that we're generating money off of these lakefront properties. The money that they received from this township due to millages for number 4 again out of 18. We're top tier of what we give to the road commission. Now we get down to how much money do they spend in our township? In 2016 and 17, we were number 9. In 2017 and 18, we were number 7. We are down at the bottom of the list, and this is the argument that I was having with the road commissioner before. We are not being fairly represented here. We are not. Beverly, you made a point. If the one meeting I did get to go to at the road commission, they gave the annual report from 17 and 18, wherever it was. It gives, for all you people who think anything's going to get fixed, it ain't. And the reason it ain't is because they changed the actuarial tables. That county is now $4 million in debt and nowhere to get the money from. That's years previous, they were $100,000 one way or the other. Now they're $4 million in debt. There's a lot of news now right now talking about fix the damn roads, excuse my language, right? And if we don't get vocal in this community is going to look like the rest of 388, which is just garbage. I was on 104 last week. Beautiful road. They're repaving a beautiful road on 104. It's still in being, I'm getting amped up here. But we got to get vocal about this. And we got to get vocal at the commission. Unfortunately, I can't make tomorrow's meeting. But we got to go over there, and we got to start getting loud. Otherwise, we're going to get shortchanged again.
What you gotta do is go over to the newspaper when you go there and have representation sitting there.
I don't want to fight it out in the newspaper. That's just a bad thing for everybody.
Meet Joe. Joe, here he is.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Joe.
Your name is?
My name is Lee Abernathy.
Lee, you should provide a copy of that. What is he?
Yeah.
She goes to the town, there's a meeting tomorrow. You got that?
Yeah.
I would like to be a little more upbeat and a little happier. If the township would pay for the electrical permit for the pavilion, one of our firefighters is a journeyman electrician. If the township would buy the, supplies and the permits, we will donate the time. I've already talked to him. We will donate time and manpower to electrify the pavilion. We can put GFI outlets, we can put up lighting, LED lighting, so it's not real expensive. We can put on timers or motion sensors, or timers and motion sensors, whatever. So we will volunteer time to get that done.
Good. Talk to me after the meeting. Yes.
Casey Robertson, I wanted to piggyback off of what, Lee. Anyway, I just blanked. Anyway, we also on Tuesdays from 12 to 3 in Breezeville, there is, free food, free clothing to those that need it. If you wanna, come and just sit and talk for a while, absolutely. Those services are available as well, because you're talking about the commodities here and at the church here, but you also have the resource center that used to be the church in Breezeville. So that is from 12 to 3, all Tuesdays. Parking right now is tight because it's just loaded up. We service about 500 people a month out of that building.
Wow.
It is, I stopped by there this morning, and I was lucky to get a place to park, so.
Where do they come from? Are they
Yes.
mostly from the township? Or
We have a lot of Breezevillians through there, a lot of our township, but we are reaching out even beyond that. We're getting people from.
And that's 500 individual households?
500 people total.
Oh, okay.
So like if there's 5 in your household, we count that for 5.
Okay, that's still a lot.
But, we're actually, if anybody wants to come down and hang out, Her name is Patty Brown, that is our point lady down there, and she would be happy to have anybody down there to work, even if it's just to sit there and talk with people and drink coffee with them. So, that happens on Tuesdays.
You probably always take donations?
Always. No furniture, we don't have room because it's a small building, but clothing and food, dry goods.
Okay.
We'll take all that stuff. Thank you.
I just have a statement and a question. I do think that the road situation may improve because we've had a change in managers. And that manager was here for, 20 years? Never lived in the county, never lived here, and frankly, I guess he was fired.
Never even lived in
And
this part.
that may help us. Secondly, I had a question for you was, do other townships have to pay for half of the road to get it fixed?
Yes, yes.
They do it.
Geneva pays 50% on every road that they have, county road that they have.
Okay, all right, well, I just wanted to hear you say that, or, no, thank you.
And so it's not payment.
Don't other townships have a higher millage also?
Yeah, they do have a little bit higher millage than we do. Geneva has a total, I think, of 4 mils.
Forget the millage. I'll go back to the point of how much money did we pay? And again, we're 4th out of 18. We pay more than 12 other townships. I'm sorry.
Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
You guys are talking about, where to, put the pavilions, and we talked about it today, we have to know where the septic is and drain field, if we're gonna move it beyond that. But I think it's good up here because everybody can get to it easier, especially if you're hauling food and whatever.
Well, my name's Ken Cork. Since the supervisor thinks he committed no violation to the Public Meeting Act, here's another one for you. On 7/12/19 special meeting, there were no copies of the FOIA policies out for the public review, and the supervisor had it on the agenda to be discussed and take action on. Yet another violation. So in response to what I want, I do not blame the township for the supervisor's violations. So I'm asking for a resignation or an answer within 10 days from today, or I will seek legal action against the Cumberland Township Board, who has no insurance coverage for these types of violations.
Anybody else? Any other comments? Okay. Board comments, or public?
Well, I understand people wanting their point of view heard. And I hear people's point of view, but I don't understand the mindset that when people are taking legal action against the township, it's not just the board that's sitting up here, it's the entire township, it's everybody out there, it's everybody's money. And like Mr. Ford stated, we don't have insurance right now. And this board does the best that they can to be careful about making mistakes. And I don't feel like the best way to correct those mistakes is legal action against the township. There's gonna come a point where there's not gonna be any money left to pay, and then what?
Kind of related. Since I do not plan to run for treasurer in 2020, I'd like to encourage potential candidates to contact me to discuss the possibility of becoming my deputy treasurer. Maybe they'll find out if they're interested or not. But it's a lot of this stuff why I'm not interested in running in the future.
John?
No, the only thing is anybody that brings any kind of action against the board has to be verified, so. Better way.
No comment. And I have no comment at this time. I'd like to make a motion to adjourn this meeting
I so move.
at 9:10.
Bring up electrical help,
Yeah. That was our Joe, he's our Christmas.
Well, you might not, in a second. Get on the door.
That's why I brought